NBC5 investigates the code of silence in the Chicago Police Department. A man behind bars says he was framed by a group of rogue cops, and now there may be no one left to tell him he's wrong. Phil Rogers joins us to explain. Phil?
Rob, for years now, we've been telling you about this scandal, how it had the potential to open scores, if not hundreds of old cases. That's happening. And now, especially problematic, is the fact that even prosecutors say nearly a dozen officers can't be trusted.
It is the exploding scandal which only seems to grow week to week here in Chicago, involving former police Sergeant Ronald Watts and the officers under his command.
These officers, Watts-led officers, were routinely and systematically framing individuals and running their own drug trade for a decade period.
Already, 23 people have convinced judges and prosecutors that they were framed by Watts and his crew. And today, Attorney Joshua Tepfer brought 18 new cases, which he says followed exactly the same pattern.
They were preying on these people precisely because they knew that they wouldn't be believed.
2 weeks ago, NBC5 Investigates reported exclusively that 10 officers formerly associated with Watts would no longer be called as witnesses in court, as the state's attorney's office put it in this letter, due to concerns about their credibility and alleged involvement in the misconduct of Sergeant Watts. Now, armed with that information, Tepfer has filed a new motion on behalf of this man, Anthony Macdaniels, who is serving time on gun charges, because all of the officers who built the case against him are now on the state's attorney's list of unreliable witnesses.
If there are serious concerns about the credibility of the testifying officers, which the state now acknowledges they too have those concerns, he's entitled to a new trial. He's entitled to have his conviction vacated and start over.
All of these officers, of course, are under investigation. As for Mr. Macdaniels and his gun case, this all could come to a head in a Cook County courtroom next Tuesday.